going to do a review of my Mobicool cooler, fridge, and potentially freezer. I got this prior to a camping trip to put in my little camper, which I have other videos on, which I restored my 1959. I forgot what it is. Anyways, to put in my camper, there is a fridge in the camper, which I did another video on, which maybe I'll try and link in this video. The fridge in the camper is electric. It's AC actually. It uses about, I think it's 100 or 120 watts steady. It does not have the pump, with the Freon and all that in it. So it runs all the time. I've forgotten what the process is called, but it's just an electric cooling process, heat exchanger. And the issue with that is that the larger fridges, the pumps with Freon, they have a duty cycle. They turn on, they cool the fridge down or freezer, and then they turn off for a while, take a rest, and then when the temperature goes up again, they turn on and cool it down again. These other style of fridge and freezers basically stay on all the time. The kind of solid state. I need to find out I forgot what the name of it is, but anyways, these ones stay going all the time. There's a 100% duty cycle, which I didn't realize. I got this cooler, this Mobicool cooler, with the thought that this would be lower consumption than the fridge that's in my camper. In fact, it doesn't end up being. Here's some background first. It's Mobicool from Canadian Tire. It's the W45. It's AC/DC, so I can plug it into an AC outlet or I can plug it into DC. And that part's really slick because it is more efficient for my off-grid solar-powered system in my camper to use the DC. You waste power, you waste efficiency when you're converting the AC back into DC, which this natively runs on. So I got this thinking, well, this is going to be more efficient, and maybe it is by 20 watts or something. The problem is, this takes about 100 watts it takes, but that's 24 hours a day. It never stops. It never gets up to temperature and stops. That means if it's using 100 watts in a 24-hour period, it's using 2,400 watt hours. And so your battery or whatever needs to be able to, your battery bank needs to be able to supply 2,400 watt hours. Whereas with a standard Freon pump fridge or freezer, like this for example, like the big freezer, this big 7 cubic foot freezer uses less energy actually, because it will turn on for 2 or 3 hours a day and draw maybe 100 to 200 watts. I haven't measured this one directly. This is a new freezer that we got. So it may turn on for a couple hours a day and run use 200 watts, but it will also turn off. So it is not using, it's not pulling 200 watts 24 hours a day. And that's the problem. So this guy, and I'll do the review in a second, like I say, it's pulling power all the time, never shuts off, so I have to manually shut it off and let it rest for a while, let my solar system rest for a while, because during the night it's just sucking all the power out of the battery. And then I have a small solar panel which is only 120 watts, and it's not enough to both power this and charge the battery bank at the same time. So I'm kind of hosed. I have to turn this off, and I don't really have enough power to get that battery. It's a 100 amp hour battery. I don't have enough power or solar panels to get that battery back up to 100% during the daylight hours to then power this all night, 10 hours long. I have, this is 100 watts. I have about 10 hours of power out of my 100 amp hour battery to run this guy. So I couldn't even run it 24 hours on my 100 amp hour battery. So I was a little disappointed because I can just use the AC fridge in the camper anyways, which works fine. It's the exact same technology. Um, anyways, I'll give you a quick review of this. It's a decent unit. It's fairly light. It's got wheels on it. You can't see it very well, but anyways, it does. It's got these flip-up handles. Great for they're sturdy. It's got this foam seal in it, which works. It's kind of cheap, but it seems to work. What I like about this is it's got 2 doors on it. So if I open this here, oh, I just locked it all. There we go. So you got the one door. It's got a little lock on it, which I wasn't showing there. Where did it go? You can lock one door or both doors, or lock, lock them both or whatever, or open them both. So that's kind of handy. So you can open it wide open. It's got this divider in there, and you can actually stand this up on end, so it's like a vertical fridge instead of a chest freezer. Although you lose efficiency, obviously, when you open the door, all the cold air rushes out. So as you can see on the bottom of this door, this is the fan where the electrical cooling happens, and it's got 2 fans on the outside, and one sucks in cool air and the other exhausts the hot air. This unit will warm and cool. So you can see the 2 options there, the heat, the hot option, and the cold option. I don't know why you would keep hot a big bunch of stuff, and maybe if you're taking it to a picnic or something, maybe, and you got, I don't know, some lasagna in there. I don't know what you do, but anyways, I use it for the cooling generally. It's got this nice big handle on the edge, so if you're carrying it with just 2 hands, you use this, or if you're using the wheels, then you can flip this up, and then the whole thing, kind of tips up, and you can walk with it. So that's good. And then on the back here, it's got storage for the AC and DC plugs, which is real nice. So a storage compartment right in the unit to keep your AC and DC plugs. So back to the camper. I found this took up floor space, and since I wasn't saving any, a ton of power, maybe I was saving 50 watts an hour, which is some. Plus the added loss of the fridge in the camper being stand-up, obviously. Every time you open the door, you lose all your cold air. So that would, keep it warmer in there, and I guess technically it doesn't increase the consumption because it's always going 100%. But it means that if you've cycled it off manually, i.e. unplugging it so that it doesn't draw energy, then you just lost a bunch of cool air. Now you need to plug it back in and get going. Whereas this one, if you turn it off, you can open the door and have minimal loss of cold air in the chest configuration mode. So from that point of view it's good, but in our 15-foot camper, this takes up quite a large footprint, which is not ideal. So, yeah, I think this was about, I got it on sale, I think it was $150. It's a good cooler. It's DC, that's really slick. I like that over the fridge in the camper. But because it is that, I don't know if it's an induction cooling system or whatever the terminology is there, but because it is, and I didn't realize that, I didn't do my research enough to figure this out before I bought it. I thought, oh yeah, this is going to be great and save me a lot of power. It's going to be a lot more efficient than the one in the camper because it's DC. But yeah, I never realized, but this is a 100% duty cycle cooler. And if I had spent, that's the $300 on a bar fridge, which does have a pump in it and Freon, then I would have been able to save a lot of energy. So I could take the the solid state induction, whatever it is, fridge out of the camper, which is 20 years old, well, probably older than that. And I could put in a bar fridge and probably consume only 50% of the power that fridge consumes. Problem is the ones with moving parts and Freon based, like the freezers, they don't like to bounce around, and I guess that's why they put these ones in the recreational vehicles. So there you go. If you're looking for a cooler, an efficient off-grid cooler, that could do it for you if you have enough solar panels. Your array is large enough and your battery bank is large enough. Then yeah, this would do it, and it keeps the food cold. My one complaint is that during the summer, it did create a fair bit of humidity. Like there was water dropping inside onto the food, so you have to keep a cloth under the cooling fan to absorb all the moisture, all the humidity that's condensing out of the air. That's the only issue with it that I saw. Otherwise, I mean, it worked flawlessly. No issues there. It just wasn't as efficient as I was hoping, and certainly with my 120 watt solar panel, and my 100 amp hour battery, I was draining that battery 100% during the night to keep this thing going. So what I was saying earlier, and what I did, I actually started unplugging this for a couple hours at a time. So you plug it in, let it cool down, unplug it, or just turn off the switch on the other side there. And then, after a couple hours, turn it back on. So turn it back on during the evening for 3 hours, let it cool down, and then turn it off all night. And that seemed to be okay. We didn't have a lot of milk in there that could go bad because it's not as cool as it should be. It was a little warmer than it should have been, and you can tell that with the yogurt and stuff that was in there. But it worked. It got us by. Certainly not ideal, so I don't know if I would recommend it for such a small off-grid system as mine. But then most people who have off-grid systems have far larger solar arrays and battery banks than I do anyways, at least double what I have. I'm working on pretty minimal stuff because I don't have a ton of money. But I think in a pinch, this works. So yeah, the product itself, the Mobicool, I would recommend it. Maybe not for renewable energy applications, but no complaints otherwise about the unit itself. Okay, talk to you guys later.